This is just the Punjab Kings way now, isn't it? We discussed the term limping your way to 180. Carlos Brathwaite said he'd happily limp to 180. Ravi Shastri said that's the way they play. And they've played that way again. They've managed 189, courtesy 27, you think, precious and priceless runs by numbers. Well, Rahul Chahar is 9 these days and Arshdeep Singh 11. But that last wicket partnership, how crucial would it be? We'll find out on Maruti Suzuki presents ESPN Cricket for T20 Timeout, powered by IQ 9 5G. At one stage, 124 for 3. At another, 156 for 8. Ravi Shastri, this is the Punjab way?
What's wrong?
Nothing wrong.
What happened? I switched off the television when they were 124 for 2. And then I've switched it on after 20 overs. They've reached 189. What happened?
Yeah.
I'll settle for that at that time.
So you will like this optimum utilization of resources.
That's a bizarre innings.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, you're scaling heights and then you hit, you go downhill in a matter of minutes and then again have that, partnership for the last wicket and take it to a score of 189. They'll settle for that. To be honest, at the start of the innings, they would settle for that score. And now, after what they went through, even so more.
Carlos Brathwaite, let me get your first thoughts. You hide the number of wickets and you say 189, happy with that. But that innings could have ended at 162, 163, 164 and we'd have a different conversation. What's the conversation now with 189?
But yeah, I think you take what you have, you take what you get. The result and the process is two different things, in my opinion. You obviously want the result as we get the points on the table and get to qualify. But going forward, you also look at the process. And I think that 16th over is a big part of the process. You never want your two guys that can close out the innings for you getting out to the opposition.
Yeah, we'll come to that. Fair point. Sorry, Carlos, I think your link broke, but I've got you back. Yeah, carry on. The 16th over where Rashid Khan got out, both Livingston and Shahrukh. Carry on.
Right. You don't want your two set batters, power hitters that would be looking to close out the game to lose the wicket to the opposition's trump card in the way that those two did. So I think that was disappointing. And in the post-mortem, they'll be having a look and a chat about how they can be a bit smarter in those situations. But limping to 190, I'll take that all day long, all day, every day.
Excellent. Let's talk about that over since Carlos has brought it up. Can there be a little course correction, a little balance with this Punjab side, which is, yes, you go hard, but that 16th over he speaks of, we could easily on another day see them bowled out for 162.
Easy. And you could see in the break, I was watching some footage, Anil Kumble walking with Odean Smith. It was a casual conversation. There was a smile on his face. But he's probably telling him, what were you thinking at that stage, And then for Shahrukh to play the shot after that was just not on, where he alone could have scored 25 more runs in those last 5 overs, the way he was striking the ball. So these are mistakes. If you get away with it, you should, thank your lucky stars, but don't make it again. Don't make a habit of it because you lose more than you'll win.
They've got to 189 and we'll go backwards in this innings. How important is Rahul Chahar and Arshdeep Singh putting on 27? Could that be the difference, Ravi?
It could be. It could well be the difference. And especially when the last wicket as a partnership, it lifts the opposition in the dugout. When you could be 160, 165 all out, suddenly, you see 190 to chase for the opposition to win. It lifts the side out and you'll see they'll come out. They'll come out with a spring in their stride and with a little bit of luck, they'll hope to pick up some early wickets. But that's what a last wicket partnership can do, not just in T20 cricket, any format of the game. I've seen cricket for some time now and it can really, do wonders.
For a guy who has a highest T20 score of 13 before today and just one first-class 50, Rahul Chahar has a different idea of how his batting abilities go, Ravi?
Whenever I used to speak to him, as a coach, I said, Rahul, I'm an all-rounder. I'm an all-rounder. I've got my first-class average is this. I've got 50, 60. But today he showed when needed. He was smart enough to wait till the last 10 balls or 7 balls before he started playing some shots, and all very, very useful at the end of it. Otherwise, Liam Livingston's brilliance. Would have been wasted.
Yes.
With that kind of performance, you need to get close to 200. And luckily they've got there.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the last 2 overs, Carlos, 16 of the last over by Hardik Pandya, even 9 out of the last over by Lockie Ferguson, bowling to Arshdeep Singh and Rahul Chahar. Did Gujarat just switch off, take it easy after they saw that there was 8 and 9 down?
I don't think so. You never want to give 9, 10, and 11 credit. We never ever give them credit for batting well. Every time you get them frustrating tail end runs, we always say the bowler should have done this and the bowler should have done that. I think they bided the time, and as Ravi said, they knew when to pull the trigger. Um, what I would say is that if I am in that Gujarat dressing room, I'll be saying, guys, this is a 200, 210 wicket and the 10 short. And if you need any evidence of how good the wicket is, two of our best bowlers came up against their number 9 and 11 and got thumped for 25 in the last two. So at the end of the day, we stay in the hunt. 190 is still a big total to chase, but we feel that the 20 runs short. That should be the message going into the dressing room.
Okay, are they though? I mean, it's a great day for Arshdeep Singh too. Never had a boundary in T20 cricket, so that's off now. And that too of Lockie Ferguson. He'll probably be telling that story in the other number 11 clubs that he's part of. But all things considered, 189. Below par from what you've seen, par, how would you rate that score?
Competitive, not match winning. Certainly not match winning, because there'll be due, there'll be a chase. If there is one big partnership of 70 or 80, you're in line of chasing that down. So it's important that you have wickets in hand, you get off to a good start.
Liam Livingston, box office, Ravi, isn't he?
Box office, I mentioned earlier, said it some time ago, this guy's a star. He's a world star, and he'll keep getting better with confidence. What I like is the confidence in his own ability. It's like if he knows the shots he can play, it doesn't matter when he goes to bat or at what time he starts pulling out those shots. If the second ball is in the area to be hit, he'll smack it. Probably even the first one if it's in the slot. But that's his kind of confidence. I think his bowling is a big part of his armory. I've always said that. And, I feel if the ball is sticking into the surface, he might come into play in the second half of the game as well. But tremendous striking. And what's good to see is it's all round the wicket.
Yes.
He peppers every corner of the ground with immense confidence. He has the scoop, he has the pull, he has powerful shots of the back foot. And of course, you pitch it up, he'll smash you down the ground.
Carlos, we thought against Chennai, this guy wanted to hit every ball for 6. Today, it looked like a little more measured, a little more controlled. And that, in the Liam Livingston dictionary, is still 64 of 27 at a strike rate of 237.
But when he was 38 off 19, I was like, this is a real passive innings from Liam Livingston. I checked the score. It was 38 off 19, and you take that any day. But it just goes to show the control that he has. Plays proper cricket shots. As we spoke about at the beginning of the show, the ability to rock back to the spinners and pull, and not only pull for 1, but pull for 6, I think is what sets him apart from a lot of the other power hitters in world cricket. And every single bad ball, as Ravi mentioned, the first ball is a bad ball, he pumps on it, and he got a few bad ones in between, and he made the most use, hit them for maximums as far and as hard as he could. It was a brutal knock, not as brutal as we've seen it from Liam Livingston, but it goes to show how good the man is when we could think, oh, he's batting slow and he strikes at 220.
If you were planning for Livingston, which I'm sure every team will do now, Ravi, what is the bowling plan to Livingston? And could that have been executed better today?
See, he's got an all-round game and he's got the power. So, your margin for error on a good track is very, very little. So, I would say stick to your strengths, what you're good at, rather than thinking too much about what he'll do, and take it from there. Because a lot of time you're planning too much on what the batsman can do and you forget your own strengths. And he'll make you pay the price for it because he's got an all-round game.
Yeah, and we're watching it and we're enjoying it from Livingston. Let's see if he comes good with the ball too. One bit of concern, whether they win or lose, Mayank Agarwal, 4 low scores and what's been reasonably good batting tracks. What's going on there, Ravi, from what you can see, body language, technique, anything?
For me, what Mayank would be disappointed with is the kind of shots he's getting out. It's very unlike him. I just hope he gives himself a little more time, with the power hitters he has at the back and settles into some form of rhythm. I don't see any rhythm coming in that innings of his, where there's momentum, slowly built. It's like, something you don't see too often with Mayank Agarwal, the kind of shots he's got out to. It's different shots. It's not the same thing, but it's very, very unlike him.
Would you be tempted by Bairstow to open Mayank at 3? Would that make any difference at all?
Not really. I mean, he's too good a player. He'll come good, especially in this format of the game. He needs to give himself a little time. Yeah.
How did Gujarat bowl though, Carlos? Honest assessment over 20 overs. That fifth bowler, mix of Darshan Nalkande and a curious over to Rahul Tewatia, that's gone for 67 of the 4 that the fifth bowler has bowled. But overall, did they bowl well for you?
They bowled okay. I don't think that they will use this as a template moving forward. I think the fielding didn't help them. Hardik with a tough shots. We've seen them taking a lot more now. That's something almost common in the game, but it's still very difficult to do. And bear some margins, and he stepped on the rope, and then they had another easy chance dropped. And I think when those things happen, especially as close as they did, you kind of lose momentum as a fielding unit and as a bowling unit. So I thought the fielders didn't really help them today, and they bowled well in patches. They started well. They got a few wickets. I thought Hardik was excellent with the way he handled his bowlers. Even the decision to keep Rashid Khan back to the 16th over, when obviously that kind of turned the tide with a double wicket. I think they tried. It wouldn't definitely be a template moving forward, as I mentioned, but there's a lot of positives in the effort with the ball.
Ravi, Gujarat?
I agree. There's a lot of positives. Let's put it this way, that last wicket partnership you talk, yes. There's a game on now. It's a competitive score. We have a game on. 160 all out, it would have been one-sided, on that track. So let's look forward to it. He did a good job in the field. Now he needs a big score with the bat as well, because he's looked good for 30s. Convert that like a Liam Livingston. He's an all-rounder. Get a 60, 70.
Oh, can he get it? Today he knows he has a target of 190. The game that they won chasing against Lucknow, they were chasing 160. The Wankhede took it to the last over. The second game against Delhi, they batted first. So this is a unique situation for the new Gujarat Titans. Matthew Wade, Shubman Gill, young batter at number 3 in size. Sudarshan, who's already dropped one. And then you've got Hardik Pandya at 4, Miller, Tewatia. This should be fun. Let's get a prediction. Ravi Shastri, Gujarat or Punjab to defend it?
Well, these games are too hard to predict, to be honest. But 189 is competitive, and like I said, it's not match winning.
You're not giving me a prediction? Gut feel?
No, gut feel. Gut feel, see, it all depends on the first 6 overs. I'll say in the first 6 overs, if they've not lost more than 2 wickets, they still have a great chance of winning.
Okay, fair enough. Carlos Brathwaite, come on. Give me one. Give me one of them. Proper shot in the dark, and then look good or terrible at the end of the day. Doesn't matter.
I go Gujarat, man. The Jew. I don't think that they have enough, to be honest. So Gujarat, Hardik Pandya, 65 not out or 40 balls.
See, that's what some of our viewers are looking for. Specific numbers to just play around with those numbers. Wonder what they'll do with it. All within the rules of the game. Thank you, Ravi Shastri, Carlos Brathwaite. More from these fine gentlemen at the end of what promises to be a very entertaining 20 overs either way. If Punjab are to defend this, it'll be pretty good, given they could very well have defended what's a par score. And if Gujarat are to get it, 190 is always for a good chase if the team batting second get the runs. Join us at the end of it all on Maruti Suzuki presents ESPN Cricket for T20 Time Out, powered by Eco 95G.